Hello friends, welcome to Sahu Studies. In this video, we are going to see how to create data frame with the help of create data frame function. So, what is data frame? Data frame is like a table in a relational database. In table, data is organized in rows and columns. In data frame, data is also organized in row and columns. But data frame is distributed collection of data. What does it means? It means that data frame is present over different executor of a cluster. We can create data frame with the help of an object who can holds the data like list, tuples, dictionary and many more. In this video, I am going to create a data frame with the help of a list, with the help of a tuples, and I am also going to create a data frame with the help of a dictionary. Let's see how we can create a data frame with the help of a list. Here I am creating a variable of a list type. I am creating two objects, this one and this one. I am also defining a variable which has the schema, and the column which I am defining in this schema is ID and name. Here I am calling create data frame function and passing two parameter. One is data, another is schema. The data variable we have already defined. It is a list type, and we have also defined data schema variable which has two columns. One is ID and another is name. With the help of a show function, we can show the content of the data frame. Here, what I am just doing, I am just defining one variable of dictionary type. I am also defining the schema. Schema is one is ID, second uh, schema column. First one is ID, second one is name, and I am creating two objects in this dictionary. This one and this one. Again, what I'm just doing, I'm just calling create data frame function, and I'm passing only one parameter, that is the data. AP data we have a defined earlier. It is of a type dictionary in which we have created two columns, ID and name, and we have populated this dictionary with two objects. Here we are using show function to display the content of this data frame. Let's see how it is working, how it works in Databricks. Let's create one folder. In this folder, let's create a notebook. Name the notebook as create data frame. Let's define one variable p data of list type. Santosh. Second object is this one. Let's run this command cell. This AP data variable has been defined. Let's create a schema. Let's define two columns. One is ID, second one is name. Let's run it. Schema variable has been successfully defined. Let's create a data frame. AP df Spark is the inbuilt object. On this object, let's call create data frame. In data frame function, let's pass two variables. One is the data. Data variable we have already defined, that is AP data. Second parameter is schema. Schema we have already defined, AP schema. Let's run this command. This data frame has been created successfully. Let's see what is the content of this data frame. To show the display the content, we can use two functions. One is display. Let's copy this. See, the data frame is 1 and 2 Santosh, the same thing which we have created. This is the list object. In this list object, we have created two objects. Same thing is present in the data frame. We can also display the content with the help of a show function. Dot show. See, same thing, ID and name, same output we have get with the help of a show function. Now let's create a data frame with the help of a dictionary object. Let's create a variable where we can hold the dictionary. Let's create two objects. ID, value of the ID is equal to 1. Then name, value of the name is Santosh. Let's create another list object. ID is 2. Name is Indo. Let's run this command cell. This AP data variable has been successfully defined and it has a dictionary object. Now, in dictionary, we have already created a schema. Schema, the first column is ID, second column is name. So here, no need to define a separate schema. Let's create the data frame. AP dictionary df and just call the create data frame function. Here, just pass the data parameter and the data parameters value we have already defined, that is the AP data. It is a dictionary type. This data frame has been already uh, this data frame has been created successfully. Let's display the content of this data frame with the help of a display function. Same content, whatever the data we have supplied over here, it is created the data frame with the help of a same content. Now let's see how the content of this data frame is with the help of a show function. See, C, ID and name, two value, Santosh and Indu. Let's see what is the schema of this data frame. With the help of a print schema, we can able to see what is the data type of column which present in this data frame. So ID column has long value, name column has string data type. If we just observe, here we have defined the schema, but we are not declaring the data types. Same goes here. We are defining the column, but we are not defining the data type. But by default, Spark is able to figure it out what is the data type of the column. It is based on which type of value we are specifying in the columns. For instance, in ID, we are specifying numerical value. That's why it is picking long data type. Here in the name field, we are giving name Santosh and Indu. It is of string type. That's why the Databricks able to figure it out what is the data types of name column. But in Spark, we can define schema with the help of a struct type and a struct field. Let's go to the PPT and let's see how it is looks like. We can see here we can create data frame with the help of a struct type and struct field. These two are not objects which can hold the data, but these are the two functions with the help of that we can define a schema in a Spark. First, we need to import types. So PySpark.sql.types, we are importing a star, means whatever the function which is available under PySpark.sql.types, all functions we are importing it. And this PySpark.sql.types has many functions including a struct type and a struct field. Here what we are doing, we are defining a list variable. We are creating two objects in list variable and we are defining a schema. Earlier, how we have created the schema, we have just provided what name of the columns, and name of the columns were ID and name. But here we are defining a custom schema. So how we are going to define the custom schema? First what we using a struct type, and in the struct type we are using a struct field. In the struct field, it takes two parameter. One is name and one is data types. Here, what is the name of the column? My first name of the column is ID. And what is the type of the ID column? So it is of integer type. Here we are defining one more column, that is the name. And what is the data type of name? We are defining, this is the string. Here we are creating the same create data frame function, and we are passing two parameters, data and schema. This AP data we are supplying as a value, which we have defined here, this one. Here we are passing AP data schema, which we have, this is the custom schema which we have defined with the help of a struct type and a struct field. When this data frame gets created, we are showing the content with the help of a show function. Let's see how it works in Databricks. So let's first import all the SQL types. First, what we are going to do, from PySpark dot SQL dot types. What we are going to import? We are importing a struct type, a struct field, integer type, and string type. This we have defined at which function we need. We have defined those functions separately, but we can also import all the function which is available here with the help of this command, from PySpark dot SQL dot types import star. It will import all the functions which is present in this PySpark.sql.types. Now let's create a list object, AP underscore data. We are defining a list. In this list we are creating two objects. Let's run this command. So AP data has been defined successfully. Let's create a custom schema. So how we can create a custom schema? We can create the custom schema with the help of a struct type and the struct field. Let's see how it will work. AP data, let's create with the same name. Let's use struct type. A struct type, in a struct type, let's use a struct field. It takes two parameter. One is name. In the name, just give ID and data types. Data type is this ID field is of integer type. Second, let's create another struct field. Name of this struct field is name. Data type is of string type. Run this command. What is say? Call takes one positional argument. Name. Here name. Data type is integer type. Struct field name. Here the data type is string type. What the mistake I have made here? One says that saying underscore call takes one positional argument, but two were given. Okay, this string type, no, we have given this string type. It's wrong. This is a struct type. This is a struct type. That's why it was giving the error. Now this schema has been defined successfully. Let's create the data frame. Struct type, struct field. Let's create. Let's call create data frame function from the PySpark object and pass the parameter. One is the data parameter. AP data we have already defined. This is a kind of a list object. Second is schema parameter. This schema parameter here we have a defined a custom schema, and the name of the column is ID and name, and we have defined which kind of a data type both columns have. So let's pass that schema as a parameter. Let's run this command. This data frame has been created successfully. Let's see the content of the data frame with the help of a display command. See ID and name, two columns it is generating, and whatever the data we have provided, that it is displaying those as well. Let's see how the data looks like with the help of a show function. Same data, but the format is different. Let's see what is the data types here and what is the schema. Dot. Just we can see the schema of the data frame with the help of a print schema. What it say that what it is saying, ID column is of integer data type, name column is of string data type. If you see the custom schema which we have created, we have created ID column as integer type and name column as a string type. Thank you. And if you like the content of my video, so please subscribe my channel, like it and comment it. Thank you.